Hey buddy, it's Invicta. It's time to know that you can run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. I hope your holidays have been going off awesomely, and I hope that you all are just having a great day. We did have another video cross 3,000 likes now, putting us already on our way towards the next live stream goal, which I will be announcing next week. Thank you all very much for the support. And like I said, happy holidays for those of you who celebrate it. Hope you're having a good one. Here's your artwork of the day. First time submitter, sent in by Social Freak 2000. Title thread was first ever fan art. And then in the Reddit thread themselves, they also said, hey everyone, I just wanted to share a bit. Started watching Sin when I was 17 years old, along with a bunch of other YouTubers, and now I'm 23, and Sin Victa is the only YouTuber I watch. Back when I was still in school. Now, a few days ago, I asked my girlfriend to marry me, and we have a 2-year-old daughter, so thank you, Sin Victa, for being there and for being such a good fellow during this struggle and weird part of my life. Hey, thank you very much, Social Freak. I love this artwork here. Really, really awesome stuff. I do like the Mega Satan in the back as well. And apparently everyone thinks I wear like suits everywhere. I don't know if I've ever owned a suit before. CJ is gonna be Alpha Lima Bravo Kilo Alpha Echo Victor Papa. Oh my gosh, our tears rate's insane. Thanks to Crack Crown as well as eye drops. But yeah, it's funny to me that people, I guess, just think I wear suits. Although it is very dapper and fresh, I will say that the Sinvicta character is a lot better dressed than I am. That's for sure. Fashion has never been like anything I've cared about ever. I'm pretty plain, man. Like I'm a gym shorts and t-shirt type of guy, you know. That's just me. But I like, honestly, like for those of you who kind of know me by now, would that really surprise you to hear? You already know that like I'm going to be dressing as plainly as possible. Like black shirt, black shorts, that's what I wear. That's just me. But you know, I mean I'm down for wearing suits. I don't think I've ever owned like a high quality suit before. I've never needed to like own one. The only times I ever dress up are like if I go to like a wedding or like a funeral, I guess. Like even for dates, like I'll put something nice on, like a nice pair of slacks or something, and a button-up shirt or something. But other than that, like that's not a suit, you know, like a 3-button suit or something like that. Or yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe one day, like I gotta lose a little bit more weight than I already have. But yeah, maybe to celebrate getting back in shape and everything, I'll take a good picture in a suit. Although I'd have to shave and also cut my hair. Well, maybe not cut my hair. I don't know. I haven't gotten past the ugly duckling stage yet when it comes to my hair. I still feel like it's pretty not great. You know, I mean, my hair's only been growing out for like I've been growing out for the last like month and a half, 2 months or so, something like that. It's been a project. Like obviously, I mean, I'm not doing anything. Like it doesn't take any energy for me to grow my hair. Like it doesn't require any maintenance. Although it is annoying whenever I'm done showering. Like I hate like spending so much time drying my hair and then I have to like comb it so it doesn't get tangled and everything. I'm like, man, I'm not used to having to worry about tangles in my hair. Like, you know, I've got like finger length haircuts are just my jam. Or like if I cut them myself, then I just simply shave my head and then, you know, sometimes fade it, but yeah. We do have enough for the soul heart inside of the shop, so I am willing to risk going into the skinny secret room. We didn't get any we got 0 health drops at all, so looking for like playing the sack room is just not gonna happen. And yeah, thank you, curse rooms. Also starting with Tiny Toma here. Tiny Toma is going to give us you know, a little bit of protection, I suppose. Of course, it also bursts into spiders whenever we do actually lose Tiny Toma, but overall, no bombs. We only have 1 key, and we got an HP upgrade. Definitely want some damage, but hey, at least our tears rate's okay. As we get to rocking and rolling here on floor 2, we go to last week's question of the episode, which I simply asked, what is your opinion on skill-based items, particularly speaking Montezuma's Revenge and other skill-based items that actually require you to kind of practice and quote, get good with? And the most upvoted comment came in from Kamikari's Bean, who simply said, adding new ways to deal damage is a spicy meatball. And I agree. I definitely agree with that. Stuff like Montezuma's Revenge is just, to me, it's so much more engaging and fun to play with just because it's kind of like you get what you pay for. Like if you put in the time and effort to get good with Montezuma's Revenge, you're going to have yourself a very easy time dealing damage, and you basically just have your own Brimstone. And it's freaking amazing. Hallowed Ground. The second most upvoted comment came from Trashman D, who said Montezuma's Revenge is a fantastic item and no one can tell me otherwise. It's an item that gives you essentially a better Azazel's Brimstone, but also throws out Khorne capable of dealing massive, respectable damage. And I mean, that's another thing that like I don't really talk about too much because I just don't even think about it. But the Khorne projectiles that you get from Montezuma's Revenge actually deal a very good amount of damage, like a solid amount of damage. So it's just another aspect that just makes Montezuma's just so freaking great. So thank you, Trashman D. And then the last most upvoted comment came in from the Gotini, who simply just said, I like it. I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but it's a relatively good item. Definitely not a hot take. I think that anyone who has ever watched me play Isaac in Repentance and seen me get Montezuma's Revenge, I think that's more than enough to show you, like, hey, this item can carry. If you have the experience and if you have the know-how to use it properly, Montezuma's Revenge is just, it is mint. It is a premier item. And it also has like some pretty interesting synergies too, which is actually quite funny. So thank you all very much for all of the comments. Of course, I'm glad that people are still enjoying the daily comments and daily questions of the episodes. I know that they're not always on time. Sometimes I'm actually up from the previous night because my sleep schedule is so boned right now. And I'll wait up until noon. Like around 11 a.m. or so, we'll roll around. I'm like, I might as well just wait. I might as well literally just wait until noon so I can get the question of the episode out. It might be there. That way people are like automatically have it. But we do have dedicated members of the Mosh Pit who are also making sure that they're posting the questions of the episodes. And if it's been like a few hours removed since the episode went up live, then I'll just pin their comment and give them a shout out. Okay, so we don't know where the secret room is yet. It might be below the shop. Black Widow here. So fully expecting to take some damage on Black Widow, not that I want to. But we need to get some damage upgrades here because our damage is not great. Now, of course, if we do take damage, then we'll be able to utilize Hallowed Ground, which would make this a very, very short... okay, well, there goes our Devil Deal then, I guess. All right. I was not expecting to take 2 hits of damage, but there we go. Fantastic. Oh, thank you, game. All right. There we go on that. Secret room. It still could be there. Yeah, missing your first Devil Deal to bad play is not ideal, but at least we could bomb our way into the shop and hopefully get enough soul hearts to make up for it. So there's a half-price key in here, which I do want. Okay. Get a Justice card, which is not going to help us right now. There are many hearts on this floor, though, and at this point I'm so tilted. I do want to take the plunge here. So Hallowed Ground's not really going to do anything for us. Even if it, as you see right there, even if it blocks the damage from the sack room, it's not like an IV bag or anything, or a temperance machine. It's not going to let you to continue to play that. You still have to actually, like, tap it. So we do have another full heart there in case we do get low enough. Only 1 key, so the Justice card really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to use right now unless we get more keys. Go grab this. How many hearts are left in here? Okay, so we have, at most, we have 2 hearts to tap with, and we've already tapped 3 times. We're gonna need a little bit of help there to get the full payout from the sack room. I'm hoping that we at least get an angel item out of it, or maybe possibly still get into our Devil Deal. Okay, that's huge. We get 2 hearts there. So a 33% chance to get teleported to the angel deal since we didn't get a Devil Deal. And, oh, man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. We have to go Blood of the Martyr. We need damage. Our damage is, you saw it against Black Widow, is just not great. So a little bit of a blessing there. We end up getting Blood of the Martyr, which I don't know what was in our devil deal, obviously, but like, that's not bad. Like, we got bailed out there by desperation and tiltedness. And there's still a possibility that we might get even more out of this. Our base damage, I'm going to take a risk here and use a bomb and a key. Squeezy. I'm not going to take these soul hearts, however. That does give us a nice tears up, though, and it puts us over the tears cap. Soft tears cap, anyway. I am going to buy this other heart, and I might as well buy the sack as well. So we have 3 more taps. I really don't want to go into the squeezy tap if I don't have to. Yeah, we get a soul heart, which is fine. I'm gonna run, take the soul heart, and then back off. I'm not gonna try to run out of the room. Petrified poop, which is nice, but a little bit too late, unfortunately. And then we just pretty much have to go for it here. And we get 7 soul hearts. So we ended up playing it to completion, which is actually really, really surprising, considering the fact that, like, I did not think that was going to happen. We ended up walking away with basically full HP. We got a huge tears up in the form of Squeezy, which I technically wasn't from the sack room, but hey, if I had left the floor beforehand, then, you know, if the sack room wasn't there, we would have been gone by now. So huge time plays. And we've all but guaranteed we get our devil deal on this floor here. Curse room's continuing to curse room. And, you know, even though Blood of the Martyr is not a major damage upgrade, it's still damage. Like, that's something that we find ourselves in this rare scenario where our tears rate is actually high enough to where we don't care about our tears rate anymore right now. Like, thanks to Cracked Crown. I wonder what our base stats were before Cracked Crown. Yeah, our base stats weren't really too far off. But it's good that we got this damage upgrade. That was a blessing. So it was a big risk going down to 1 HP, and you know, obviously doing it after the floor is cleared definitely helps out a lot. We also get a good stock reading on exactly how much we can take stock in how much HP we have on the floor. So, you know, once again, sack room's proving that if you can make it happen, it is absolutely a winning formula. Winning strategy. You know what, Wooden Nickel, you're doing all right too. Wooden Nickel has a very low cooldown. In fact, it's only 1 room cooldown. I didn't even mean to shoot that poop. We shouldn't even gotten hit in here. Which is going to give us a random coin. As a 50-50 shot of giving us a coin or not, and that coin can be random. Okay, so we do get our bombs back and our key, which is good. And I'm really hoping that we get more keys so I can use this justice card. Got a luck upgrade there, it's fine. So the Wooden Nickel is going to provide us with a good amount of early game economy here. It's already pretty much paid off, and we're getting lucky that we're getting these adjacent secret rooms that are right next to the shop too. So, ooh, man. Okay, we have to smelt. I mean, smelting Cracked Crown is a no-brainer. Now, I want more options. I'm going to take Binky because it gives us a soul heart and also gives us a massive tears up. Nice to crack crown. The idea there was that we were going to get some keys and then maybe get an item to reroll in the secret room, but I can't pass up Binky. That's just too much. There you go. Get a nickel from the wooden nickel. That's just too much of an advantage to pass up there. So we do have a womb room now. So if we end up finding a temperance machine or a sack room, we're gonna be pretty happy with that. This is Pink Carrion Queen, which means that she will spawn those hearts that you just saw right there. Kind of the little hushy yeeted it out of the stratosphere. We could use some movement speed, but we have just a plethora of HP to spend on a devil deal here. There's the effect of Hallowed Ground. Get our soul heart, no harm, no foul. We also get a luck and range upgrade and a soul heart. We get Incubus and Shade. Definitely want Incubus. Definitely don't want Shade. I'd rather have that red heart HP for something else. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go get options. It would have been better if we had options before we fought the boss, but at least now we have options for the remainder of this run, which is going to give us a double boss drop after every single boss that we fight. We need to find keys, though. Keys is the big thing that we want for those chests inside of the secret room, which is the reason why I didn't really want to spend the justice card in there. Oh, yeah, it doesn't connect there. So it's a little bit of a shame that we're not going to be able to get any sort of play out of the judgment inside the secret room. Yeah, we can't even buy a bomb. We can't even get a charge on the wooden nickel. Oh, well, hang on now. Now, what we could do is we could, instead of using this one singular key in the secret room, we could theoretically go into the mob trap room. Okay, so 10 cents to make this happen. I'm gonna actually bomb the donation machine, not donation machine, but the reroll machine here, because there's 2 penny-eyed keepers adjacent to it, and we might get 10 more cents. Okay, so we get Steam Sale, which we theoretically could get now. We just have to cause damage to ourselves. There we go. A little bit painful there, but we are going to get Steam Sale. I could hit myself a little bit more, but that's a little bit too pricey. And again, sure, it's tempting to say that, well, you shouldn't have taken Binky, you could have re-rolled, you never know what it could have been. I mean, yeah, I think that taking the guaranteed tiers up is just better, in my opinion. I think that with that, it's a non-gamble, right? Like there's no risk involved there, just simply taking Binky instead of, possibly rolling it into nothing or running out of, we may have run out of money. Like we may not have even gotten a roll. So in my opinion, in that spot, I think just taking Binky and just being done with it is the correct choice. Is again, because there's just no inherent damage. There's no inherent gambling there. We don't have to worry about losing something. A nice damage upgrade we get here from, oh wow, from the stapler. I gotta give, we gotta put a little respect on Wooden Nickel's name here. It's been doing gangbusters for us. These hitboxes, man. it's allowed us to get multiple items from the shop, especially now that we have like Steam sale. It's essentially going to double the value of every single coin that we get from the wooden nickel, which has been paying out at a surprisingly good rate. We're back up to 15 cents between that and the swallowed penny. I mean, we've got a good, strong economy right now. That was 100% my fault. As soon as I walked in this room, I saw the barrel. I tried to pull back, and we don't have the movement speed. But also, what you get for firing them automatically as soon as you walk into a room. It's just force of habit at this point, because you know, if you're not firing as soon as you enter a room, you're basically giving up the only advantage you have at the start of a room, right? Like you can blast enemies out of existence before they even have a chance for their AI to kick in. So I think that, you know, I think it's a net positive to just fire whenever you can. Just know there are consequences there, like shooting a barrel that you can't back away from fast enough. Might as well take deep pockets to, oh my gosh, to strengthen our early game economy here. Also going to take the bomb. A very money-centric build here, especially now that we have money equals power. That's going to, if you want to look at it in a weird, obscure way, you could, in theory, say that we have like almost a built-in guaranteed damage up every single room because of money equals power now and the wooden nickel. Yeah, we'll absolutely take Cat of Nine Tails. No devil deal, no surprise there. First the maze. Yeah. Absolutely want fate. Now is the perfect time for rock bottom, obviously because if we stand in the hallowed ground aura a little bit, we will be able to get that buff permanently. Bailed out of these somewhat questionable hits here, thanks to these soul hearts. Movement speed is now our pretty much top priority, especially now that we have flying, increasing our mobility. I mean, we've talked about it, especially this week. We've talked about and shown just how dangerous it can be without having any movement speed whatsoever. And this is, you know, obviously this is nothing compared to Tuesday's run, but now that run was the less said about that run, the better, I think. Be able to complete our Eternal Heart here, giving us our HP container upgrade before we have to go to the next floor, which is nice. Now, as far as the Glitch Chaos run goes, you know, it's one of those things where to me, it was disappointing yesterday that obviously we didn't get like some crazy out of nowhere run, like, oh yeah, like look at this, like, oh man, we got Isaac's Heart, or oh, you know, like I was hoping that we were going to get something wacky, but again, that was the game's greatest troll, which was simply just having one of our super special runs and then, like, you know, not cooperating with us. And I mean, what can you do? It's all RNG at the end of the day. But that being said, you know, I'm taking feedback on definitely. I want to run it back. I was going to run it back today actually, and then I chose not to. Just because I'm gonna let more people kind of. I'm gonna let it cook for a little bit longer and see what people say about it. We have a Forget Me Now. Oh, this is only depths 1? Oh my gosh. I thought we were in depths 2. Well, we can save the Forget Me Now for at least maybe Womb 1 if we get an XL floor. I could have swore this was depths 2, dude. 85%. Gonna take Torn Photo here. Just gonna give us a shot speed up. See, nowadays when I see Jello, I'm like, Jello's pretty good. We can do some Jello. Yeah, you know what? Give me that boy. Give me that Jello. I'm down for it. I'm here for it, man. This is the year of Godzilla and the year of Jello. But certainly, shout out to the wooden nickel, because the wooden nickel was just gangbusters for us today. But yeah, going back to it, you know, I was disappointed. I was kind of hoping that we weren't going to get a run like that, where it's just kind of like a, well, you know, Glitch Chaos kind of just made it to where there was nothing interesting that we had gotten, which is always going to be the case with Isaac, because obviously you have to think about so many uninteresting items in the game. Excuse me. You know, we could have gotten like all HP. I mean, that was the challenge yesterday. Was simply I was worried about our HP and worried about our damage. Our damage, especially lack thereof, was going to be a crucial thing to be cognizant of. And that sort of stuff is like, obviously it's present in every single Isaac run, no matter what. Like yeah, it's going to be random. But I was hoping it wasn't going. I was hoping the game was going to take a day off yesterday, just to have a little bit of fun. So I am willing to run it back, but I'm gonna let it simmer for, you know, a few more days, maybe until after the holidays. Let people watch it. Some people haven't seen it yet, which in that case, I hope they've seen it before watching this video, because it's a little bit of a spoiler. Okay, we need to stop getting hit by these things. I am tired of getting nickel and dimed by those last-minute shots. We're getting still good damage upgrades here. And I mean, they're incremental damage upgrades, obviously, because, you know, money equals power. But I am happy that we have a good, we have a decent amount of staying power with these damage upgrades. Like, they're not permanent, but they're almost permanent. Yeah, we need movement speed. Not even going to hesitate about that one. Now, if I really wanted to, I could, in theory, play the donation machine down to completion, essentially. And just get as much damage as possible. I feel like that is going to take forever if I run around and grab all these hearts. Is it worth doing? Yeah, you definitely do it. Is it something that we need to do? Probably not. We have over 10 damage right now. I'm hoping that it just kind of blows and then that's it. But if we really, truly needed to, we have a large amount of damage just sitting right there. And we could also play this Judgment, which, you know, the Judgment card, or the Judgment, it is going to lower our damage, and the best thing that we could hope for out of that would be like mapping or something like that. I don't know why you're lagging so far behind there. Solid ground. Go 98 cents. Good enough for me. This is after we did a good donate into the donation machine. I think that stopping it at 950 as well is also a good idea. Or whatever it was. I don't know. We may not have gotten to 950. It was close to 950. And that's like, again, that's like remarkable considering where we were a couple months ago when the donation machine blew up. So very happy with the way that we managed to refill it in what seems like a relatively short amount of time. And Jello's absolutely slaying it right now. Gonna take the negative for damage and on our way to the lamb. Okay. Oh, there's a globe in there. All right, here we go. Okay, good. Guess we'll just see what card this is. Stars card, yeah, fine. Now, what a year it is to be a Godzilla fan, man. We had Godzilla -1. We got Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire coming out next year. I'm still waiting for another good like Godzilla game though. Like I want to have an updated version of the 2015 Godzilla, the one for PS4, the one that's like $900 like sealed right now, which is tempting to get as a collector, just and a lover of Godzilla, but not for $900 friggin' dollars. But I don't know. There's sometimes that I wish that we could play like as like Godzilla, because that would be like just, I mean, who wouldn't want to be him, you know? But then other times I think it would be kind of cool to do like an EDF sort of thing where you're playing as like the humans and you're just trying to survive, and I'm talking like really survive. I spoke about this like last year when I was talking about how I think a really fun idea for a game is to be from a human perspective whenever a giant kaiju attacks. I'm talking like crazy, like death-defying visuals, and like, you know, we gotta pool together like to have like a multiplayer. It'll be like a multiplayer experience, and just you know, you're tiny. I mean, you're as tiny as like an ant going up against like a giant Godzilla-sized monster. I think that would be so friggin' cool. And Earth Defense Force obviously is kind of like that in some stages, but it's not really though. And also the graphics, like, don't at me, but like the graphics in EDF are always like not super stunning. EDF is a great game, don't get me wrong. If you haven't played Earth Defense Force, you're missing out on some absolutely insano times, but they're not graphically impressive. let's just be honest. They may have been for like PS3, I guess. I want like an accurate depiction of what it's like to be a human inside of a major city during a Godzilla attack. Like that would be so sick, in my opinion. One of my favorite scenes, really a lot of my favorite scenes from Shin Godzilla are sort of like the far pan out shots where it shows you just how massive he is, and being able to kind of visualize like how big he is versus like the buildings and that sort of stuff it always is almost awe-inspiring. And having that level of like holy crap, you know, how are we gonna do this? You know, almost like a Cloverfield sort of thing, except like, you know, I want a monster bigger than Cloverfield. For the time, Cloverfield really, I was enjoying Cloverfield in the theater. We didn't really like, you know, we as a Godzilla fan, you don't get a whole lot most of the time. Like you get giant monster movies in waves, you know. And Cloverfield came out when there was really nothing to look forward to. On the horizon anyway, as a Godzilla fan. So when it finally came out, I was like, oh my gosh, like I remember the marketing campaign and everything for that movie was insane. Like they did like viral marketing before viral marketing was viral. Making like fake like MySpace accounts or something like that, and establishing like an entirely fake brand of soda that like you barely even hear about in the movie just to promote it. Like it's really, really cool. It's Sanguine Bond. This is our last Devil deal. I don't really think Sanguine Bond's really going to matter, to be honest. Berserk is just kind of forgettable. One thing I would improve about Berserk, I know this is this is nothing has nothing to do with Cloverfield, One thing I would improve about Berserk, how cool would it be if Berserk was like a multi-stage item? So like there's multiple levels of Berserk, like going up to like 5 stages of Berserk, and every single time that Isaac uses it, he becomes more powerful, and like it changes his visual. Like he gets like maybe by the end, like the maximum output level, like he's got like Goku hair or something. You know, like something like that would be freaking sick. I think stuff like that is, if I could ever make suggestions to Ed, would be stuff like that. Be like, I want there to be like some more interesting improvements, which may require additional art and animation, that sort of thing. But oh my dude, bouncing around though. The product of high shot speed and high tears rate. Up to 14 damage now thanks to money equals power. I mean, you just see the extra DPS we get out of Jello too, man. Jello is top tier. Like Jello is definitely one of my most slept on items that I didn't really gain a whole lot of respect for until we had that Brimstone Epiphora Sacred Heart run. And then after that, that was the most incredible combo. I think that was combo of the year. I think it really was. I don't remember what episode it was. I'm gonna have to like scour the archives, or one of the members of the Mosh Pit to do it, because y'all will know better than I will. But that was absolutely, in my opinion, combo of the year. Sacred Heart Brimstone Epiphora Jello was absolutely broken in the best possible way. Like Epiphora in general on Jello is just amazing. And it was one of those combos that like you would never ever even have thought of before until you saw it. Evil Eye as well, just gonna give us even more firepower here. Don't know if we're going in the right direction or not. Even more shots here, that's fine. We're starting to look a little Path of Exile-y. Oh, we go straight to Lamb too. What a run! What a run! We had a much better run than the Glitch Chaos run. But again, I am taking feedback on that, because I am going to run it back. The Glitch Chaos run will happen again in some kind of refined form for sure. Yeah, again, I'll be taking feedback on that as well. I'd prefer not to do it with the rules if I can avoid it, but if we have to, we have to. So thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you had a great start to your Thursday. If you did, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below. Today's question of the episode is going to be, what are your thoughts on money equals power, along with the, well, you know what, it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's take that back. What are your thoughts on Jello? Give me your thoughts on Jello. Question of the episode: where does Jello stack up for you? Have you had an epiphany like me and just realized that it is this incredible item? Or are you still kind of iffy about it? Or is it not a top priority Devil Deal item? Post them in the comments down below. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Ulysses, Missy, and Railgun. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.